My name is Christella Dostumuchiza, and I'm here to talk about a term used most especially in healthcare, which is called, which refers to electronic health records. And then in this presentation, we are going to talk about the two description of two components of electronic health records that supports direct clinical health, and also the associated benefits and issues related to direct clinical care. And also we are going to talk about the two components that support administrative processes and explain the associated benefits and issues related to those two components. So moreover, we are going to have to talk about the importance of integration of administrative and clinical areas for effective use of EHR, or electronic health records. So I will start with introducing what is electronic health records. It is a term that refers to a computer software that physicians use to track all aspects of patient care. In other words, it is a digital version of a patient's paper chart. Before, medical physicians were using paper charts to keep patients' information and be able to track their medical problems. Mm, but in this digital world, in healthcare settings, most of the hospitals and clinics use this this system or software, which is called electronic health records. I will start with the two components of electronic health records that support direct clinical care. The first one is prescribing medications and ordering lab tests. In this component of electronic health record, which is related to clinical care, deals with uh, healthcare healthcare providers are able to submit prescriptions electronically, and the system has the ability to alert if the drug can cause allergic reaction or any harm to the patients. And again, this component also helps the prescription is sent to the patient, to the pharmacy, where the patient can pick it and is not misused or displaced. And again, a patient can order laboratory tests directly from the computer, from that computer system, because here he can be able to chat with the doctor uh, via a patient portal. And again, in case a patient need medical refills, this means that a patient need more or multiple medical um, drugs. It takes less time for a provider to provide the medications. And I'll talk about another component, which is called patient care. And in this component, the use of templates and best practice treatment plans, which help faster documentation of standards visits. And again, this component deals with the auto-filled electronic forms to quickly and efficiently complete your patient's health information. It might be at school or camp, or at work related forms. And again, it also questions the electronic health record database in order to get information on your patient's panel, and this helps the healthcare care providers to know individuals or who need them most. And again, I will rashly talk about the benefits and issues of components that support direct clinical care. Starting with the benefits, one of the benefits is that there is improvement in quality of care and quality of care and patient safety. And again, there is a reduction in medical errors and other improvements in patient level measures that describe the appropriate of care. And then we can talk about certification among patients and clinicians who use electronic health records. The issues related to clinical components is that there is disruption of workflows for medical staff and provider, which result in the temporary losses in the productivity. And again, the risk of patients' privacy violation due to increasing amount of health information exchanged electronically. This means that sometimes physicians face problems related with protecting patients' privacy, and then it leads them to violate high parole, which is a private law. And again, several unintended consequences happen, such as increase in medical errors due to poor structure of electronic health record. Uh, also going to talk about two components of electronic health records that uh, that we can relate to administrative processes that are related, that also all support administrative processes. We talk about the management component. Improves communication within your office and assigns tasks electronically and monitor all the time the tasks have to be completed or finished. This is among the administrative team. And again, it helps to identify patients who have waiting issues and identifies bottlenecks in the practice. This is related to patients who wait for a long time while when they reach the hospitals, or delay receiving treatments. And again, it helps to identify patients waiting. I've mentioned that. It also helps to review staff productivity by examining healthcare providers and staff output. And then I will talk about another thing, which is privacy and security. This electronically take privacy notices and consent forms and attach them to the patient record. This reduces shortage of storage and easy review of important documents. Again, authorized auto people can access audit tracks that are stored automatically. This track shows the person who viewed the information, the computer, and the time when the action was done. And also the privacy and security components, it includes electronic health records, allows customizable best access. It means that you can select the paths that every staff has to access to and not to access to. In addition, it can automatically update and maintain access rules for each staff member. For instance, clerical staff can see registration and billing data, but not in clinical information related to clinical data. There are these companies that support administrative processes have also benefits and issues. So we are going to talk about the issues. Firstly, it improves. Talking about issues, it improves the legal and regulatory compliance in terms of increased security of data and enhanced patient confidentiality through controlled and auditable provider access. And again, it helps in financial and operation performance due to increased revenues. Again, we can talk about it is easy for management staff to freely share information of the patients in an electronic way. Then I go to the issues presented in administrative processes. This includes financial issues, including the adoption and implementation and ongoing maintenance of EHR that makes the system to be expensive. And again, we can talk about mm, the administrative staffs who are not able to adapt to the new system, that they usually use paper charts, and finally it's taking them much time to adapt to the system. And again, we can talk about the issues of failing to comply with the hyper rule or privacy law, where sometimes information are shared between physicians wrongly, and it leads to violate the privacy rule. So lastly, I'm going to talk about the importance of integration of all of administrative and clinical areas of effective use of an electronic health records. This includes the reduction in cost of facilities that have implemented electronic health records, from financial governmental incentives for adopting electronic health records. The technology leads to direct reduction in cost and also facilitate to charge low fees from the patients. And again, leads to engagement of patients. Sometimes patients were not able to share freely their information, but using patients portal improve the way patients are engaged in improving their health. For instance, they can be able to ask for refill requests, ask questions related to the procedure, and update the personal information, and schedule appointments, which results into better clinical outcomes. And lastly, the interconnectivity, or the software is interconnected, which support health organizations or providers in the health industry to communicate data with different organizations. Thank you so much for giving me your time. But again, the additional things that I would include about the integration of the administrative and and clinical areas of of the the electronic health records can include the accuracy of billing, also which has developed the manual billing procedures, which caused errors, and also patients' loyalty. It has been observed that the patients can freely share their health concerns with doctors who use electronic health records technology, especially patients suffering from chronic diseases that felt uncomfortable when they are in clinics or hospitals. Again, it improved workflows. This means that electronic health record software is also classified as a data-driven system because it automates workflow without requiring manual human interventions in both clinical and non-clinical workplace settings. And again, another thing that I cannot go on without speaking is reducing time wastage. The electronic health record software allows paperless recording and reporting, which reduces wastage of time for both patients and the provider. The healthcare provider can get access to patients' records, histories, and other health information more quickly compared to paper based records. And also improved Patient care. Through electronic health records, healthcare providers can utilize the automated tools that produce population management reports. Uh, I think we've learned a lot from this, from this, the topic of today, which was all about electronic health records. Thank you so much for coming.